If we take Deva form, I would probably want to upgrade it. I tend to think Deva form's often a little bit too slow to be worthwhile. Well, let's try it. I don't often get an excuse to take a Deva form. Oh, that's pretty hype. Okay, we get to bottle the Deva form, so it's now guaranteed to show up on turn 1. That's very exciting. Ascension 11 loses us a potion slot down to 2 from 3. More pressure on making sure that you use the potions that you find relatively quickly so that you can avoid having to leave any behind on the ground like a fool. Purple Lady. Ooh, look at this 3 elites in the late half of the act path that we can get onto. There's a 5 upgrade path to the left here. 1, 2, 3 upgrades. An elite, 2 more. Only hits 1 elite though, and generally speaking, getting more elites is better than getting more rest sites. How about 4 elites with the Spicy Elite? Genuinely, Merle, I actually really do like this path. 1, because any other path hits an early store unavoidably, which you generally don't want to do. I like to have at least 200 gold going to that first store. And secondly, because the Spicy Elite is optional, we can always opt out and go 1, 2 upgrades, then fight 3 elites after the Act Chest. That's just really good as far as pathing goes. You front load the upgrades and the relic, then take the more dangerous combats afterwards. This is basically all reward and no risk. Unless we go here. And we have the option, if we get to the end of this combat and we say, hey, I've got a fairy in a bottle and a stance potion, I'm going to do it. In general, we'll find that Watcher absolutely loves Runic Pyramid. Watcher as a character is all about setup. Guaranteed to draw Eruption and 3 strikes, by the way, because all of our defense are in our hand currently. Setting up turns where you can use that Wrath stance to amplify the damage of all your attacks. Setting up turns where you can block effectively or leave Wrath. Setting up multipliers. So, 2 of these cards have Retain as kind of the thing that they're doing. That makes them not so good with the Pyramid. Baalorlord, thank you so much for the 12 months on that tier 1 sub. That full year of support. I don't mind a Sash Whip. Sash Whips is a good early upgrade, and the Weaken is always appreciated. One of Watcher's best weak cards, in that there are only 2 of them, and this one isn't Wave of the Hand, but is still pretty okay. Sometimes. Hull Pad, like, really bad? Skip, I think, is a reasonable take there as well. But I think we'll find that Sash Whip does just increases our attack density for now, and if we want anything that can theoretically prepare us for the Spicy Elite, taking a card there is surely the way to do that. Okay, now we're starting to talk. As a general rule, Rai fights are, yes, more rewarding than events. Each fight is... There's 3 important components to your fight rewards. 1, guaranteed 10 to 20 gold. And that adds up over a number of combats. Number 2, a guaranteed choice of a card from 3 cards. And finally, a chance to find a potion. And it's those potions, especially in the early game, when you have no potions at all. I think getting some potions into your slots is a very, very good idea. And getting some cards into your deck is also a very good idea. I tend to value, at least in Act 1, I tend to value events in the later half of the act. But my personal preference and style lately has been to go combat heavy at the start of Act 1. It's been working out pretty well for me. I think it might be possible that there are reasons to go for question marks early on in Act 1. But when the goal is to prep for an elite fight, you have a hard time going wrong with taking those easy pull combats. Let's see, do I want Crush Joints or Bowling Bash? Always happy to have a Bowling Bash. Always happy to have a Bowling Bash. Especially against Slime Boss here. Crush Joints does get a lot better with Pyramid, since we can line up the crush aspect of it. I'm gonna grab the Bash, I think, for the multi-hit potential here. And it's gonna be immediately valuable. Bonk. Bonk. Bonk Potion, very good. 12 bonk. And a cut or a third eye. I think with a Runic Pyramid, Scry is an extremely, extremely valuable mechanic with Runic Pyramid. Scry lets you look at the top several cards of the draw pile, and you can discard any that you don't want to draw. The big deal with Pyramid here is that this essentially allows us to remove cards from the draw pile without actually drawing them. It's like more card draw, except we're not limited by our hand size. It means it's full cycling power without any need to fight the hand clog mechanic that usually comes with having a Runic Pyramid. Cut Through does, in fact, do something pretty similar there, except being attached to damage instead of block. But the upgrade on the Third Eye is a bigger Scry upgrade than the upgrade on the Cut Through Fate. I'm valuing the Third Eye a bit more here. I'm also valuing the ability to increase our block density a little bit here. Okay, we draw Eruption and then we kill. Energy. This is super duper lethal. How much damage is this, anyway? That was 9 plus 24 is 33 plus 14 is 47. We'll remember that for later. Could be relevant in an elite fight. Super happy to see a colorless potion. Not so happy to see these cards. Pyramid does want... well, maybe not Pyramid, but we do probably want a second way to enter Wrath in this deck. I'm honestly wondering if Crescendo, because we can upgrade it to be free, is a valid reason to... a valid way to go about it. I'm not sure about that. Skipping seems arguably quite a bit better here. Darth Scorn, thank you so much for the Prime sub and those 24 months, the 2 heckin' years. Not planning on continuing Outer Wilds today, Hokori. No, we'll continue Outer Wilds most likely next Sunday. No love for the Simmering Fury here. This is Wrath next turn, and also draw 2 additional cards, but most of the time we won't have hand space for those 2 additional cards, so I see this as enter Wrath this turn or enter Wrath next turn. Sometimes we do benefit from the card draw, I guess. But I don't trust it. And I'd rather get this upgrade, 0 cost, than this upgrade, 1 more card draw next turn, with a Pyramid. Let's skip them all, actually. I think that's where I'm at. I do want another Wrath source, but I don't want those ones. Also, yikes. Yikes. 21 incoming damage. Good opportunity for our block potion. Could Eruption and kill one of them, but that's not helpful. Evaluate's a weird card. I think it's just a little subpar, unupgraded in Act 1. The 6 block for 1 energy and a later card draw. Feels mediocre compared to many of the other block options for Watcher. It's not to say it's bad, it's just often a little outclassed. And that means I'm usually preferring to add something like a Third Eye, or a Deceive Reality, or a Wallop. Or a Wallop. Or a Wallop. Gain Blanc equal to unbonked damage dealt. Well, that's a good one. It's an attack, it's a block, it's beefy, it's strong. Weave here does come back with the third eye. But if we want to take on the Burning Elite, a Wallop is a good way to get it done. This deck has got to be strong enough that we can now take that Spicy Elite. Let's do it. Unironically. I'm in. I am in. And I am more than happy to see Bowling Bash in our hands. I'm going to drink this colorless potion. If it's a good turn 1 card, like Bomb, we can play it right away. Otherwise, we could hold on to it. Panic button for next turn seems excellent. Or just for any Wrath turn. Notably, you can gain block with Wallop the turn after you play Panic Button. Sweet. Perfect, in fact. So, for example, here I'm allowed to go Eruption, donk this nerd with Bowling Bash, and a little block for 20 with Panic Button. Next turn, guaranteed drawing Wallop at double power. Actually, not even needing to, because we do this, too. Oop. Easy peasy. 16, 12, 12, not quite a kill. There. And we took 0 damage in that fight. Ooh, halt? Now I do wish I'd taken, second Wrath card. Yeah, the list of exceptions to Panic Button is very, very long. There's a whole lot of block effects that can give you block during the no block effects. Kind of confusing. Relics, potions, powers, entrench, Wallop, just to name a few. Flannel Violin, thank you so much for the 18 months, the year and a half. Don't worry about the purple arm, it's totally normal. I think we'll skip these, although this could be a decent haul. Keeping the deck schmoll is a virtue in its own right. Ancient Potion to block vulnerable is pretty good. Rushdown is here. If we wanted to be infinite gamers, we're like 2/3 of the way there now. Consecrate is a nice zero-cost AoE card. Just Lucky's not bad either. A little bit of scry, a little bit of block, a little bit of damage. Just Lucky is a card that scales really well with lots and lots of different relics in the game, and I mean, we're gonna get 4 relics this act, right? We got 3 more elites to fight. It's time to get strong. Fighting Slime Boss. So we'll take a Consecrate. For the free AoE. And I think either Eruption or Wallop are the upgrade. Let's go with the cost reduction on the Eruption. Make that 1 cost. Since we only have 3 per turn. Ceramic Fish. 9 gold whenever we add a card to the deck. This could actually be pretty decent this early on. I'm gonna take it. It's early enough that this will be reasonably 200 gold by the end of the run. Do we ever kill next turn? 16. Okay, no kill here, unfortunately. So we do have to take 13 for this. That's fine. Pretty reasonable exchange for now. We get more money. The mob bank is 12 gold per floor until we spend money at a shop. Here, since I've got this one bouncing around in my head from last week. What do you do with a sick chemist? If you can't cure him or heal him, you bury him. And there's that wave of the hand for very effective weak generation. Whenever you gain block this turn, apply 1 week to all enemies. Every time we gain block. Which we do sometimes. Crush Joints makes a good upgrade. We just beat the knob, so we should be fine. It's a little early for wave, but it does get good later. Getting good later seems to be what we're going to do. I'll take it. Get another relic. My god. This time it's Ink Bottle. Whenever we play 10 cards, draw 1 card. More card draw is basically always a good thing. It's gonna be really hard to actually play Wave of the Hand meaningfully, though. Get in Clam Stance. This time they're not regenerationing. This should make it a lot easier. I guess we'll go Wave, Defend, Defend, take only 4. Better than Triple Defend. Keep the Consecrate for an Eruption turn. Which is now. Hitting metal. 18%. Yeah, metal. Make the sound effect first. Bonk. Then bonk. Should have stacked the Ink Bottle. Get Bronze Scales, an excellent, excellent common relic, just doing 3 damage back whenever we're damaged. There is a Deva form here, allowing us to gain energy every turn. It's a cool way to scale with a Runic Pyramid. We're going to be checking out Brawl Mode in Griftland sometime this week, Tachanka. So keep your eyes peeled for more of that game then. Might even be later today, potentially. Not sure if we'll be doing Spire all day or not. Kind of playing it by ear, as always. Deva form. Meanwhile, the Empty Body is also completely reasonable here. If we take Deva form, I would probably want to upgrade it, but it loses the ethereal property, and we can wait until a safe TM turn to play it. I tend to think Deva form's often a little bit too slow to be worthwhile. Pyramid could definitely alleviate that. Well, let's try it. I don't often get an excuse to take a Deva form. I don't feel like I need more card rewards, so let's take an event here. Surprise! It's a card reward. And here exactly is why Deva form is a big stinky card sometimes. Because on turn 1 when you need block and damage in fights like this, it's doing nothing for you. Whole lot of nothing. Okay, having a stance exit's a good idea, I think. Empty Fist is a pretty good one. We also need a few more attacks. Wheel Kick could be good too, especially with, actually with a Deva form, something that is expensive and draws cards feels important. So I'm gonna take this Wheel Kick. And we're gonna use it to clobber this Lagavulin. This could, in theory, be the first fight where Deva form does something, but that's only true if I can draw it. And play it. Oh, good. It did. So we did. We did. Let's take nothing on this turn. Keep that defend. Since our energy per turn goes up constantly and inevitably, I'm gonna have a good time in this fight. GG. Let's all to get Ink Bottle back to a normal number. Bag of Preparation is insanely good, only giving us 2 additional cards on turn 1. Very, very good with the Runic Pyramid. Helps dramatically reduce the chances that we take damage on turn 1, increases the odds that we see our Deva form early. Very, very, very good. I didn't take that empty... Oh, that's right, I took the Wheel Kick. I'm going to continue to skip this empty card. I'm going to wonder why I don't have any stance changing in my deck, and I'm going to be sad about it. Let's get this upgraded early. I think it would probably be better to, in the short term, like it didn't, the upgrade doesn't do anything here, better in the short term to upgrade something like the Wheel Kick, maybe the Consecrate, or Sash Whip or Third Eye. Those are all pretty good options, but I want to make sure that this Deva form is doing what we need it to do in the fights where it can. Whatever that means. Anime Forever, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Welcome, welcome, and keep it cozy. Just started playing Spire. Well, you picked an excellent game to pick up. Spire is one of the most replayable, most enjoyable roguelite experiences I've ever had the joy of playing. And there's a lot to unravel with this title. Hey, you Flurp and Cat. Blah. Nice split. GG. We are loaded just like last run, picking up another 100 gold to 500 here. With some interesting options. Conjure Blade, X cost. This is a big stinky trap. I think it's very important to highlight that. The premise of this card, spend a lot of energy, get a very powerful attack. Combined with the allure of energy every turn from Deva form. In theory, they combine to create incredibly powerful scaling, and that is true, they do, but they only do it, like, on turn 10, or whatever, right? You have to first play the Deva form, then wait several turns, then play the Conjure Blade, then draw the Conjure Blade, then play the Expunger. Like, it's gonna work and it's gonna be strong, but the time that this combo takes to assemble is such that most enemies will have punished us dramatically long before we get the chance to do the fancy sword thing. What we need are things that can do numbers on turn 1, and Spirit Shield can do numbers on turn 1, giving us a big block based on the number of cards in hand. Really do like that. Meanwhile, Deus Ex generating miracles right away. I like that a lot more with Bag of Prep because we're unlikely to dead draw it. can make it easier to get Deva form in play. The main downside to Deus Ex here is that if we draw it when our hand is otherwise full, which will frequently be the case at the start of turn with Pyramid, it'll only give us one miracle, and one miracle will go to the discard pile. When does Conjure Blade work? One of the best ways to get it to work, Matt Warbuckle, is to take the Holy Water Relic as your boss relic, giving you 3 miracles on turn 1. Then you can afford a big old Conjure Blade right away. Win some, lose some. Okay, normally a Pyramid deck would be afraid of Snecko, but I think with Deva form we're not. So what is this Ancient Potion doing for us? I don't care about Hex from Chosen. Could block a debuff from Shelled Parasite or something. I think I'd rather have the Dexterity Potion. Oh, and there is a Pandora's Box. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And that makes this a pretty easy pick for me. True. Tiny House gives us the old bunch of stuff. Random Potion, 50 gold, 5 max HP. Random Upgrade's actually pretty good. Coffee Dripper is 1 more energy every turn, but we no longer can rest. Or Pandora's Box with the fish, 8 transforms, 8 times 9 is 72. That's 72 free gold from Ceramic Fish for taking a boss relic that's already very good. We have no upgraded starter cards. We have no removed starter cards. This is just 8 transforms, 8 random cards, likely to be 2 or more rare cards in this mix as well. And Watcher rares are pretty good. There's a lot of reasons to take Panda's Box. I'm hoping we see a vault. We don't see a vault, but we do see many other really good things, including a second copy of Wallop, an Alpha, Beta, Omega. Well, maybe that's not good, but lots of attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. Some very good Blunks. And I love Foresight, too, for Scry 3. That's sweet. We definitely want to go to a shop relatively quickly here. I like this part of the act. So, probably this store. So Rai asks, what are my thoughts on the mod Downfall? By mod standards, Downfall is relatively well balanced. There's a lot of stuff you can break and some really, really silly overpowered combos, but that's true of regular Spire as well. And what Downfall is a really fun twist and turn on the Spire gameplay. Gets frequent updates and has had a lot of polishing and content, more so than most mods for Slay the Spire. I think it's definitely one of the best content mods for the game, and absolutely worth trying out if you haven't seen it. Okay, it's going to be a little difficult to get started in these fights sometimes. I think that's okay. Maybe I can just kill it in one turn. Also block with Deceive Reality. Get like Foresight in here. Let's do that. I want to keep the Consecrates though, they're 10 damage each. Okay, we are being attacked for 21. Spirit Shield just completely blocks that, so we can continue to stall for time here. I think is reasonable. Actually, wait, can I do this? Bonk. Who even needs Stinky Deva form, right? No one. That's who. Protect plus 16 block. We want another big beefy block card, even though Protect has innate retain on it. Or regularly has retain. with the pyramid here. We don't really care that much. Prostrate could be our stepping stone into Mantra gain. Get 10 Mantra and enter Divinity. Flurry returns to the hand. We need another source of calm here. Any source will do. I'm going to take this Protect, just make sure our block density is up to snuff. Might run into a little bit of clog at this point, but that's okay. There are some amazing things in this store. Another chance at Halt, which is definitely good. Clockwork Souvenir giving us an artifact at the start of each combat is very good. I really like Dark Shackles in any Runic Pyramid deck. 0 cost, remove 9 strength from an enemy for 1 turn. Very, very, very effective block. For free, no less. This could make it a lot easier to get Deva form into play, too. I also like the Singing Bowl, letting us gain max HP by skipping cards, which we're going to do quite a bit through the rest of this run. So I suspect that the Singing Bowl is 20 or more max HP, and that's a very good reason to pick it up. And of course we want to remove a card. There are bad cards. I think Alpha's probably the worst here, although we could in theory try to play it. Alpha's a weird one. It's unusual for Alpha to be, I think, good. And that's really not a problem with Alpha's card design so much as it is a problem with how Alpha fits into the puzzle that is Watcher. And the problem with Alpha is that it just doesn't synergize with really much of what Watcher does at all. Sure, you've got the, like, Master Reality line, and it, in theory, plays well with Scry, but damage that doesn't get multiplied by stances is typically not damage the Watcher's interested in. That's just unfortunately real. But yeah, it'd be a much better card on Ironclad, a much better card on, honestly, anybody else. That said, it is still usable. We had an alpha run with the Prismatic Shard Ladder recently, which will be coming back for a second attempt, by the way. We did hit our sub-goal for the previous month, and that means another attempt at the Prismatic Shard Ladder will happen when this Pyramid Ladder concludes later this week. Let's skip the rest here. It's a good time for the energy potion. Wallop and Vigilance. Bonk. That's right, no, it's not a no-skip Prismatic Ladder, just a regular style Prismatic Shard Ladder. Tragically regular style. Let's see, Wave and Protect is pretty good here. We can also go get 2 energy when we Eruption. We go like Spirit Shield, Eruption, Wheel Kick. Pretty spicy. One. An already upgraded Third Eye. Well, that's going to make it really hard to want to gain max HP, but it is very good, scrying 5, letting us just look at the entire next turn of cards, basically, and choose what we're going to draw. Looks like we'll be taking a couple events later in the act. Let's avoid this early act event and try to get more hit points out of our Singing Bowl. Ouch. Not too bad, actually. Could have even full blocked that with the deck spot. Actually, don't want both Wallops right now. Here's that Dark Shackles. That actually reduces the damage output of the plant to 0, so we can have a completely free Wrath turn here. Second wave of the hands. There's that second calm source I was asking about. It's not really the one I'd want. I would prefer a Fear No Evil or a Meditate. Let's try to look for one of those. Really appreciate that high Blunk value sometimes. Scarthas, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the 10 heckin' months. 1 full metric year of support. Now, most of the time when I'm scrying, because there's no strikes and defends in this deck, I'm really not choosing to discard cards very often. I don't even know if it's correct to play that Deva form versus... It was probably better to just tantrum and do some attacking, but... It's all good. One year. If we want an unupgraded Cut-Through Fate for a bit more scry and damage, here's an option. Nirvana gives us block when we scry, which is relatively frequently, and serves as another activator of Wave of the Hand. That's a reasonable... It's a reasonable Nirvana addition, although I tend to think Nirvana is usually a relatively weak card. This is a fine one. That said, I'll prefer to skip here. I just want to increase the value town of what we're currently doing. And I think that starts with getting one of our Wallops upgraded. We only have 2, right? So we only have 2 Wallops. I could go either Event and then Elite, or Elite and then regular fight. Go Event. 20 gold. 1 pot. Pot versus Strength decks? No thanks. Not with the Bag of Prep. Without the Bag of Prep, the Swift Potion would be very, very good for a bad turn 1 against these guys. But we're good against these guys. So it's fine. This looks like a very good Wave of the Hand turn. Might even opt into a Dex Potion here. Wave of the Hand Protect is pretty reasonable. We don't get made weak or vuln here on turn 1. Let's do it. Don't get to play the third eye, though. What an interesting attack order. I think you can only get this on the lower Ascension levels. So we actually block the vuln with our artifacts. Interesting. Dander, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the 19 months of support. Why is Philippine considered a very good card, but Nirvana is very weak? It's much, much easier to exhaust a card than it is to scry, is the short answer there. Very notably, Ironclad can exhaust many, many, many cards per turn. Sometimes even his entire hand with something like Fiendfire or Second Wind. Whereas it's relatively rare to scry more than once or twice per turn. You could do it a bit more, especially if you've got Weave going on. But it's way harder to hit the number of activations per turn that you typically see from Feel No Pain using Nirvana. We're definitely in Handclog Central here. Pretty difficult to enter Wrath on this turn. We just don't have the energy to do it. And block at the same time? But I really would like to make sure that this Slaver Man dies. We can achieve that with Tantrum Smite. And then block with Dark Shackles and Third Eye, taking only 7. That's pretty reasonable, and that wins the fight from there. Let's do that. No Entangle for you, sir. Yes to Bowling Bash for sure. Probably can't play this Wheel Kick. Oh, we had 2 decks. Sorry, 9, not 7. Words are hard. So is blocking, apparently. It's a pretty dense deck. We can see that once we do manage to successfully get Deva form in play, we're gonna have a good time in combats. No, B-Killer B, discarding things with Scry does not count as discarding them for the purposes of silence cards. Unfortunately. Ooh, Kunai. Yes, definitely to Kunai for some dex scaling. Play 3 attacks in 1 turn to gain a point of dex. Easy to do with these double consecrates. And another way to use Deva form as a real scaling mechanism here. So that's exciting. We'll do that next turn. Or I can go Dark Shackles Deva form? Actually, that sounds even better. Draw basically no block next turn? There's only a chance we get attacked by Chosen, yeah. Don't get attacked. Easy. Much better. Yeah, with Deva form, this deck is so strong. Cool. We just need a little bit of help getting it in play. Twibble's kind of cute with all these 2-cost attacks. Make a Wheel Kick or a Wallop free while also blocking. Not bad. Not bad. But neither is 2 max HP. I guess I'm letting the Singing Bowl make me lose out on Ceramic Fish value a bit. This wave upgraded. 2 turns a week. Well, this is a great opportunity to get Deva form in play. We only take 1 damage from the chunky boy. We don't become weakened. Gremlin Leader does guarantee to attack us on this turn, but we have Dark Shackles. So it's all good. Better than good, even. Nice attack, idiot. And discard basically everything that's not a block, not a damage card. Oh, that's pretty hype. Okay, we get to bottle the Deva form, so it's now guaranteed to show up on turn 1. And we kind of get to build the deck around it for real now. That's very exciting. You can also bottle Foresight, which is a genuinely good choice, and especially on higher Ascension, might even be the better choice to allow us to discard stuff like the burns from the Shield and Spear fight. The real challenge is going to be actually playing the Deva form, though. But what's good is that we get to play it for free in a lot of boss combats, notably the Collector and the Heart. Will both ensure that we have no problem putting this in play. Only take one here. Thank you, Tori. I'm gonna deliberately... Oh, right. Next time the multi-attack happens, we can play our Deva form safely. Slow and steady wins the race here. There it is. Way late indeed, Ethelbean. Dodecahedron. I truthfully don't miss it that much. I think we liked it a lot more once it was removed than we ever did while it was around. I don't necessarily agree with the reasoning behind the removal of Runic Dodecahedron, because there are plenty of other relics that have a similar effectiveness ratio. The pure problem with the Runic Dodecahedron is twofold. One, the effect, so as a refresher to everybody, the Runic Dodecahedron was a relic that gave you an energy at the start of each turn, but only if you were at full HP. Of course, in Spire, it's pretty difficult to be at full health. On low Ascension, when you're healing to full after each boss combat, getting to and staying at full health is pretty reasonable. But as soon as you start climbing the Ascension levels, you start not at full health, and you never really go to full health during a regular Ascension 20 run, unless you find a lot of healing somewhere. So the Runic Dodecahedron was a relic that was really powerful in some specific circumstances, but most of the time completely useless. And there's definitely a few other relics in the game that are like this. Darkstone Precept. So it seems odd to me that they removed the Dodecahedron specifically, but not any of those other relics that are similarly niche. Any round where you're at full HP, Refined Bane. So if it was a full free boss energy relic if you were at full HP, and absolutely nothing if you weren't. And yeah, usually it meant one turn. One turn of energy, if that. If that. I would totally take an upgraded Foreign Influence, by the way. Your pot's pretty good, too. Haha! This is what Dark Shackles is for. And let me play Deva form. Denorka, thank you so much for the 10 months. That full metric year. May all my relics be not hand drill. Why, thank you. That's the kind of blessing we need. What's the play here? Let's get a Dex. Yes, yes, no, no, yes. I think. Now we just do so much damage with an increasing amount of energy per turn. Smooth Stone gives us another point of dexterity, meaning our blunks are even blunkier, and Halt is starting to look... Now that we have Kunai Smooth Stone, Halt looks really good as far as block goes. Let's pick one up. The kicker here is that Halt is affected by dexterity twice. Both numbers on Halt increase with dex. So Halt goes, with 1 point of dexterity, Halt becomes gain 4 block. If you're in Wrath, gain 10 additional block. And you get both of these values together, so 14 total, for example. Lots of good upgrades here, like the Third Eye upgrade for more Scry. We could go for a damage upgrade like Consecrate, maybe Tantrum. Upgrade Foresight to scry more. Actually, let's upgrade the second wallop. Just make sure these are blunking as much as they possibly can. Play Deva form turn 1, and this fight is going to be a little disgusting from here. Just a little bit. Definitely still missing the stance control, though. I guess that's partially what Halt is for. Even if I don't have a way to leave Wrath, I can stop caring whether I'm in Wrath. Oh my. I'm blocking. So here's my Halt. So 5 plus 11 with 2 decks, and it goes up from there. Discard none of the above. Our artifact will block weaken from applying to us, which means our wallop will be full block value here in these coming rounds. We are still frail and vulnerable. 75. That's a big number, man. Hey, Kanan, congrats on, congrats on donating your hair and the new haircut. Awesome that it went to somebody who might need it. More than you did. Okay, we can actually draw into Vigilance with the Stink Bottle here, or with a Wheel Kick. There's no obligation to actually leave Wrath, however, so I'm gonna not. Yeah, we just make very big numbers because we have so much energy. GG, nerd. GG. Oof, Matt Warbuckle. The old accidental intern. It's a brutal way to go. Blasphemy is an interesting one here, giving us kind of a front-loaded stance change that we can use to end shorter fights. Also useful in shorter fights is Judgment, just picking off low-health enemies here. Or we can take the 2 max HP. Outer Wilds Amrando has been amazing so far. We have one more stream session. We're very, very close to the end of Outer Wilds. Just a few missing puzzle pieces to put together. We've almost figured out what we need to do in that game. But so far it's been a really enjoyable experience. Glad I got to experience it blind for the first time. I'm glad the Twitch chat made me play it. It's been good. This is genuinely an okay skip, too. Especially if we can get a little bit more energy up front. It's mostly our turn 1s against non-boss enemies that are the problem right now. Blasphemy is a weird way to solve that. I'm going to take the HP. Okay, energy relics need not apply here. We've got instead Astrolabe, transform and upgrade 3 cards. Sacred Bark, doubling the effectiveness of our potions, or the Violet Lotus, giving us more energy when we leave Calm. With only one Calm source, I wouldn't say this is a particularly good Lotus. So probably either the Sacred Bark or the Astrolabe. Astrolabe's an interesting one here. What would I transform? Probably Sash Whip. Maybe Carviality? Most of these are pretty good cards, actually. So I'm feeling a pretty reasonable Sacred Bark. Doubling the effectiveness of our potions. That can help with situations of needing front load. Don't think we're going to need any help against Heart. We already have all the successful components of a winning Heart fight. We have Bottled Deva form, we have Tori to block multi-attacks, we have Clockwork Souvenir to block vulnerable, we have Bronze Scales for damage, we have a lot of max HP. This is already a winning Heart deck. We just need to make sure we get there. Take the Bark. Oh, I know, right? We could have totally taken a Snecko Eye potentially with our Bottled Deva form. Would have been pretty wild. Anything we want to remove? Let's go to the shop. We have enough money early on here. Sacred Leaf. Question is, what do we do in these fights where we're not allowed to play Deva form on turn 1, or on turn 2, or on turn 3? Tricky, right? Ooh, that might have been Eruption Wallop, actually. No, that doesn't kill, actually, no. Pick 1. And we could be fancy. I'm just going to take one more to get our Deva form down. It's possible that was not actually the correct play. Okay, I feel like we need another Wrath exit, and Empty Body Plus will do just fine, giving us 10 block and exiting our stance. So Gunter asks, why did we take this Deva form? Partially because of Runic Pyramid. At the time we took it, it was a very, very early offering to us, and I took it partially because, precisely as you say, Gunter, I rarely take Deva form, so I wanted to see what it could do in a situation that seemed like it favored it. We then got lucky with a high-cost Pandora's Box transform. Got lots of wheel kicks and such. And started using the philosophy of taking fairly high-cost cards, despite the low-energy deck, because that Deva form. Getting it bottled was just pure luck. Ice cream, you say? Interesting. I'm actually very down for another copy of Halt here. Fasting could give us more strength and more decks, especially with our Clockwork Souvenir. It's another setup power, though. I honestly think Fasting is a type of scaling we don't need at all. I'd much rather not have it in the deck. Flower could help us in the short term a lot quicker, giving us an energy every third turn. Ice cream seems a little awkward, but maybe it helps us get the Deva form down sometimes. Definitely want this Halt. I suspect this is not a good ice cream. I am going to take it, though. Want to see what it do. Yeah. Bank for one turn here. This is 14. This is an energy generating card. It's a little weird with what we're doing. We already have an energy generating card and one that's bottled. I think we're fine with that, just using what we've got. The Deva form, of course. What I'm referring to. Keep giving me hit points, then. Begin to fall. Lose Third Eye, Foresight, or Sash Whip. I was thinking Sash Whip would be the card we'd remove if we lose anything. So let's lose that. We have the Wave of the Hand, after all, upgraded. And we're offered Mind Bloom, a chance to gain 999 gold a chance to upgrade every card in the deck. This is a pretty good upgrade although the you can no longer heal restriction is pretty bad, and prevents us from gaining max HP with the Singing Bowl. It is a very, very good effect. Or we can just take a rare relic, some money, max HP, and a card reward from the boss fight. Boss fight's probably the best line here, for a lot of reasons. There'd be a lot of fights with a normality in the deck. 2 normalities in the deck. That's right, Xenix. We would still gain max HP, but we would not increase our current HP, so it wouldn't actually benefit us. Better put, the Singing Bowl would stop doing anything helpful. So in that case, I'll take the boss fight. Click Foresight there. Give him a smack. Actually, a pretty bad split. My dang. Gentlemen, please. We get an extremely good rare relic. The Gambling Chip lets us discard any number of hands on turn 1, any number of our 7 opening draws. Super duper good. Phil, thank you so much for that Prime sub in those 5 months, that half metric year get. It's a pretty good liquid bronze, by the way. Okay, I think this is indeed the fight where we want to use our 4 strength potion. It's a Reptomancer. Even kill. There's the chance to put the Deva form down. Very, very happy we upgraded the Deva form, otherwise we would be kind of lost in fights like this. Unable to really progress. Should have a kill here. Wing Boots let us ignore the path when choosing the next room to travel to up to 3 times. Could squeeze an additional elite out here, as well as maybe grab an extra campfire somewhere. Interesting options. So many Nirvanas we've been offered. 3rd halt? I think we have enough of them. What upgrades do I want? Third Eye is okay. Getting the wheel kicks upgraded is okay. I think we just want more relics, though. So I'm going to take more relics. Let's wait for our Deva form opportunity. Although it might have been better to just take some damage and play that on turn 1, genuinely. there now. I'm gonna get kunai procs where I can. Which cards are good? Actually, just stay in Wrath here. Sure. Tick-tock. Wheel kick, wallop, empty body. Body blast. But between the energy scaling and the kunai scaling, we have our long-term totally covered here. So Halt is now 9 plus 15, 24 block. Easy. And we even get to keep the extra energy we generate. It's good stuff, man. There it is. Ancient Tea Set gives us additional energy on turn 1 after visiting a rest site. That's all we needed to be able to get Deva form in play nice and easy like. Flurry's pretty okay with the kunai. Keep taking max HP. Next elite is Reptomancer again. Re-Reptomancering. The speed potion is 10 dexterity, by the way. That's a lot of dex. Also, I think it's time I use this bottle miracle. I've used it last turn. Could also use the speed potion here. And that would solve my immediate problem of yikes that I'm having. Although I guess we're not even taking any real damage here, right? I block for 40, we take 1. 1 seems like a fine amount to take. Can either kill this dagger or block. Foresight down. Like to perform. Only way that's going to happen is if I use the bottle miracle. Okay. Very well then. Okay, no way out of the current stance. Let's just go bunking. Easy. Even more card draw from Pocket Watch, and here's Ancient Potion, meaning we can keep the decks from the Speed Potion and block Vulnerable against Heart. Reptomancer is never required to resummon, which can lead to some kind of weird patterns, like that one we just saw, where you just get attacked, 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 attacked over and over again. It's all random chance whether the summoning occurs. Okay, that's a helpful way to get started here. So I'll discard that. On lower Ascension, it's random junk master. You can get a turn 1, 2, or even 3 constriction. It's always turn 1 above Ascension 17. This guy... Stinking thing, man. Writhing Mass has a whole bunch of different intents. A whole bunch of different numbers they can attack for. Every time you deal unblocked attack damage to them, they'll change what they're doing. A naughty child being observed. Gives you the ability to control this fight by choosing whether or not you attack. Bonk. Play Wheel Kick, do play Consecrate. it's acceptable to just stop your turn and... The main thing to note with the Writhing Mass is that this enemy doesn't scale, so it's totally fine if this fight takes 10 or 20 turns. Because Writhing Mass will do on turn 1 the same damage output as they do on turn 10. Upgraded Evaluate a lot more attractive than unupgraded ones. We just skipped though. Already had 26 max HP from the Singing Bowl. That's a ridiculous total. Truly absurd. And our fourth and final elite this act, the Giant Head rematch, with free bonus turn 1 Deva form. Into play for free. Wrath time. I can use the final charge of Winged Boots. We might avoid the shop to go to an event here. I don't think this is enough money for the store to be good. But I don't have like a big plan for it or anything. Admittedly. It's a bit weird with the Giant Head. We want to play attacks first because of Kunai, but we want to play blocks first because of slow. Kick, drawing, wheel kick. What does the world come to? Here's that lantern. So now we do have lots of energy on turn 1, and the ice cream is starting to look pretty decent here. One more halt, this one upgraded. Oh, that's amazing, Football Absurdity. Yeah, there's definitely something that's being built towards. And I think we've almost put it together on the stream there. Next time we play Outer Wilds, either late this week or next Sunday, I think it'll be the finale. It is a little bit subtle, though, for sure. Rush down to keep turns going with Wrath is certainly an option. It's nice, convenient, zero-cost power, too. Yeah. Sure. Why not? We'll look at some words. Transmutation's kind of funny. Apotheosis is cute. It's not a bad apotheosis. More artifact for Panacea, or... Purity could be interesting with the Pyramid. Get rid of the statuses. Logan the Bard, thank you so much for the 7 months! Hey, it's a thing. Makes sense to me, Permapensive. Sometimes the things that cause, like, motion sickness or eye strain are a little bit weird. When I first started playing Monster Train, I found that the moving background made me feel really nauseous after about 20 minutes. But it's not a problem when I watch somebody else play the game, only when I play it myself. Fortunately, the devs actually added an option in to halt the background from moving, so I'm able to play no problem. It's weird like that, though. Yeah, being a passenger in a car, but never while driving. And part of that is... when it comes to driving, I think it's different if you're not actively focused on the task. Something about the disconnect between what your eyes see and what your body is feeling. We'll take that Apo. Triumph! I guess that's a good upgrade then. Alright, time meter. 6 energy turn 1 will make it relatively easy to put our Deva form in play. Perfect. Might have been better to just take 9 and hold on to the Dark Shackles for later, but it's not how I roll. This deck doesn't have orange pellets. That was last run. Noted. The 12th card ends our turn, giving Time Eater 2 points of Strongitude. 30 by 3? Excuse you? That number is illegal, sir. All this energy. GG, Time Eater. GG. It's pretty cool to see a watcher that's scaling her damage without gaining strength in any way. We're just using Wrath Stance and playing a lot of wheel kicks to get there. Two thump, two thump, two thump. A deep pulsing dread could be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of all these angels trumpeting around with their energy? Guess I'll just rest since we have an apotheosis anyway. shouldn't make much of a difference one way or the other. Frozen Eye is kind of interesting, letting us view our draw pile in order here. Be pretty potent. I'm not going to use... Realistically, I'm not going to use it, though. Good for the gambling chip alone. Alright, I'll take it. There's that Fear No Evil I wanted. Let's take that as well. So, for example, we can see what we're drawing into here. Lots of third eyes. It's actually a really just excellent turn one overall. Just gonna take 1 damage here and be okay with that. Bank the rest. So Wallop reality coming up. So here, for example, a good indication of what is so useful about Frozen Eye. We can see that Dark Shackles is the 6th card of the draw pile, so something we could do if we'd removed the artifact. We haven't done that, but if we had, we could scry away all 5 of these cards, knowing that we would then see our Dark Shackles when we needed it. Unfortunately, so good. Take Wallop next turn, thank you. My exit strategy here. Murder. Murder is the exit strategy. Good strategy. Oh man, Calipers with the speed potion? That's gonna be silly. That's gonna be really silly. That goes way down. Just get rid of every attack card forever, I guess. Exactly 15 Blanc, huh? Better to just take the damage. Save that energy for next turn with the Ice Cream. Block both the weak and the frail. Sorry, the vulnerable and frail. Still weakened. They're... blah. We're frail, that's it. Words are hard, man. Bank the energy. This turn's a lot easier to block. Dark Shackles on top. I guess I have Frozen Eye to know this stuff. Should be using it a little bit better. So I could have lined up discarding this wound, for example, by using my ink bottle to draw Dark Shackles. It's okay. So I want to draw 5. It's not gonna happen. If I want to draw a Wave of the Hand, we have to discard Halt. Coming on up. Fortunately, we can change our stance here. Halt blocks for 16 plus 26, by the way. Oh my. That is a lot of blanc. Keeping card draw in the draw pile now, basically. That's... Play every attack card forever. GG. Get out of here with your stinky attacks. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. Did you know that I'm live 5 days a week on Twitch? Come join us to watch me live, ask questions, or chill with the community. Click the link in the description below to follow and be notified when I'm live. And while you're down there, make like a sandwich and sub to this channel for more fresh Baylor content. Ta-ta for now.